The Cavs swept the Raptors last night and are now headed to the Eastern Conference Finals. And we're joined by FS1 NBA analyst Kenyon Martin. Welcome, Kenyon. Good morning.
Good morning.
How impressive have the Cavs been so far in the playoffs?
They were impressive against Toronto. They got through Indiana. They did what they had to do to get through Indiana, and ran into a familiar foe in Toronto that they've owned as of late. So impressive against Toronto, I would say, but not overall. But they're getting there. They're getting there.
I think that considering that in the first series, he didn't have a teammate ever score 20 points or more in a game.
Yeah.
Kevin Love, the last 4 games, was averaging 9 points. Your second best player, you don't normally advance in any series if your second best player can't give you double-figure points.
True. Fact.
So so LeBron had to have a Herculean effort. Yeah. In the wins, he was averaging 41 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. That's what it took for him to advance. Now, Toronto, I thought Toronto would put up more fight. I said they'd win 2 games. I thought they'd win the first 2, especially because I looked at it like this. LeBron and the Cavs were coming off that tough series. Yeah. They had 1 day's rest. The baby dinosaurs, that's what I call them, baby dinosaurs.
That's what they are. Definitely.
They had dismantled the Wizards, so they had like 3-4 days of rest. I was like, okay, man. And then they jump out 33-19 in the first quarter. I was like, oh, man, here we go. And then all of a sudden, it just seems like when they lost that game, it's just like the air just went out the room.
Yeah, it was like that game 1 was a must-win for them.
Yes.
No, you hate to see like game 1, like you need that game.
Right.
But for that team against
that guy,
that guy, they needed to go out and perform well.
Right.
Not just win, but perform well.
Right.
And they didn't happen.
Right.
So now you're like, oh man, like all the pressure on game 2.
Right.
All the pressure on game 2 now. That don't happen. Now your back's really against the wall. I'm saying, like, so now what do? Like you get a valiant effort, but it's psychological at this point. Like I think DeMar said after the game last night, they got our number. Yeah, and they keep calling it.
Yeah.
Listen, they keep dialing it up. You know what I'm saying? But it's just one of those things
Didn't DeMar get himself
so what do you
thrown out so he could just be out of it?
I don't blame him.
I don't think that was worthy of getting thrown out of the game. I've seen worse.
I don't think he was all that unhappy getting thrown out.
Yeah, but he didn't care neither, though. You know what I'm saying? He didn't. It wasn't like he didn't fight the fag. He didn't put up a stink on the bench. Like none of that.
I'm out. Okay.
Yeah, all right, it's cool. It's over. It's over anyway. It's like, I see y'all on the bus.
Yeah.
So before I answer Joy's question, I have one for my partner across the table.
Oh Lord.
So last night after the game, your man LeBron James was talking about how during the Indiana series, the media was trying to bury my teammates alive.
Yes.
And just a few minutes ago, it dawned on me, wait a minute, he's 0 dark 30. How would he know, right? Doesn't he just tune out everything? So how would he know what the media was saying?
He doesn't respond.
Oh.
No, he doesn't respond.
Oh, but he is listening.
LeBron, they weren't burying
watching
him, but your teammates in that Indiana series, they were on life support.
Okay, but you're not answering my question.
Right.
0 dark 30 to me means you tune it all out. You're off social media. You don't watch TV. You don't listen to the radio.
But he got kids. He got his team.
Oh.
And he's doing interviews, so they asking him.
Oh.
They asking him.
Maybe that's
he's looking at the stat sheet.
Yeah.
He know what they saying.
He's looking to see Kevin Love got 6 points.
Yeah, he know what they say. Listen, he don't need no social media to go out and see that Kevin
All
Love didn't play well against Indiana.
All right. So my answer to this question is LeBron James is playing the best offensive basketball of his life. I don't think it's even close. I think he's taken it to levels offensively, not defensively. By the way, quick note, you asked me, where does he rank in defensive win shares just in the playoffs? He's 59. So it's not like he's dominating defensively. Just for the record.
He's doing what he needs to do.
Okay, he's doing what he needs to do. But offensively, he's definitely doing what he needs to do because he is virtually unstoppable, especially when he goes into attack mode. And now he's got that spin shot in the lane where he just shoots layups on people. He can shoot them left-handed. He's ambidextrous.
No resistance.
What about that fadeaway?
Oh,
that what he shot last night, Skip.
But he's just messing with people. That would just clowning the Raptors. And again, it's the Raptors.
It's the Raptors.
Yeah, it's the Raptors, and he knows it.
He called him a baby dinosaur.
He fell in love with that fadeaway in Game 2 because they had him on the run and on the ropes, and he starts saying, this feels kind of cool. I kind of like this. I might try another one. And then I'll try another one, and I'll try another one. He can get crazy hot. He has not been crazy hot from the three-point line because he's shooting 29% for the playoffs. Doesn't have to be yet.
Ain't nobody
Let's
gonna
see
make
what
it.
happens down the line. But Kevin Love is also playing the best all-around basketball of his career. Not against Indiana, although he had his crucial moments. But against this team, he just terrorized this team. I'm using terrorize in the same sentence with Kevin Love,
Right.
which is, I didn't think I'd ever use that word. But he went 21-12 over 4 games. That's all-star numbers. That's
Kevin Love a
impressive.
power forward? Is it
I don't know
power
what
forward?
he is. I guess
I'm
so.
saying historically, is he a power
He was
forward?
kind of playing center because he's
Well, if-
matching up with Valanciunas.
So that's on one end. Then
Yeah.
on the other end, they run pick and roll and they switching, and you got DeMar DeRozan trying to guard him, and C.J. Miles trying to guard him.
Okay.
Listen,
Siakam.
he did exactly what he was supposed to.
All right.
I'm thinking the whole time, listen, if you don't get down there and punish them, he did exactly what he was supposed
Okay,
to. They
'cause
put C.J. Miles on you in the switch,
right.
and they got Valanciunas on the perimeter.
And
trying
I'm
to
going to
pull his
remind
feet.
you, Kevin Love
Punish him.
made the All-Star
Punish
team.
him.
He's made 5 All-Star teams.
Punish him.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
So he
Pretty
did,
well.
okay, he
Yes.
did what he was supposed
Definitely.
to do.
Definitely.
He did not, except for that one stretch in Game 7, do what he should have done against Indiana. But they would get help because Kyle Korver is shooting the ball as well as I've ever seen him shoot it. And he is a great shooter. And I don't throw that word around loosely,
he not shot
but
the
he's
ball
making
good?
46%. Well, that's what I'm saying for his career. But he's making 46% in the playoffs from 3. That's extraordinary. That'll work.
Yeah.
Because almost every time it leaves his hand, I say, that's good. Because it looks like he's shooting free throws from the three-point line.
Yeah,
to
but
me,
the thing is that Kyle Korver, you know he's going to make shots. But what you got to do is punish him on the other end.
okay, but I don't see people doing that because he is
Toronto
playing
didn't
his
have
tail
Toronto,
off.
Toronto doesn't have that guy. See, Indiana took him off the bounce. They bring in Lance Stevenson. He's trying to take Kyle Korver off the bounce. The Celtics, if they play the Celtics, they're going to try to take him off the bounce. They're going to try to punish him
'cause you gotta
down
do
on the
something.
defense. Right. They're going to try to take some of that zap of his offense. They're going to try to take it away from him, Skip. But that old guy right there, you talking about he's shooting 29%? Okay, he's shooting 29% from 3, but he's shooting about 65% from the floor. And he got
Well, how
all
about
of it
just
going.
in the lane?
I mean,
Just
he
in
got
the lane,
layup.
he's shooting like
he got
80%.
He got that fade, Skip. And when he go in that toolbox and get that fade away, and that thing come out wet because they leave the screen, I don't even know. I was like, what happened to the ball? I thought they played tricks on me. But I said, this is a real game. They can't be
Well,
playing
the
tricks.
truth is, against Indiana and Toronto, it felt like anytime he wanted to get to the rack, he just got there.
But it
he
takes
just
so
got there.
It takes so much out of him, Skip. He's efficient, which means he can get a lot of points and he, layups and dunks. But Skip, he's not like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's on the perimeter, he's stroking it. Steph Curry's on the perimeter. It takes a lot out of him to drive and absorb that contact. And if you notice the last 2 games, they're picking him up 94 feet. They're making him. They're trying to make him work extra hard. Yeah,
Smart.
but they still couldn't.
basketball.
They
It
still
didn't
couldn't
work.
drain
You
it.
know
didn't
who
work.
they is?
It didn't work.
They is a rookie named Anunoby,
Yeah.
who was the 23rd overall pick in the draft. But come on, it's a 15-year LeBron James against a rookie for 4 games.
That's fine, though. I'll
Okay.
take it. I'll
What are you
take the
going to do?
effort.
What do you think's going to happen?
I take the effort.
What do you think's
I
going to
take
happen?
the effort.
And he
He
did have
tried.
effort. He
He tried.
tried.
That's
He-
all you can
he
do.
scratched
But that's what they try to
his
do, Skip. They threw as many bodies. Okay,
that's all
Anunoby,
you-
you got
yeah.
it for 3 quarters. Pick him up 94 feet. Siakam, you got him. Miles, you got him. Serge Ibaka, you got him.
Different
We just
bodies.
we gonna throw as many bodies at you as we can, LeBron.
Guess what? Wasn't enough.
Hey, he just gets stronger, Skip. Have you ever seen anybody? Because you know what he be doing, Skip. He be resting sometimes. He said, I be playing and I be resting. Because sometimes, he the slowest guy. On average, he's the slowest guy up the court. But on that last play, ain't nobody had that kind of speed. Change gears.
Yeah, sometimes he tries to rest on the defense, and last night a couple times he wound up with Valanciunas guarding him because he plays that one-man zone under the basket, and Valanciunas would just wheel on him and say, oh.
Yeah, but what happened when Valanciunas tried to dunk and he caught him?
I saw him dunk on LeBron. Well, he didn't dunk on LeBron because LeBron just quit on the play. He just sort of said, okay.
Now you know what LeBron does to foreign big men. Nurkic never recovered. Nurkic never
You got to
recovered.
be careful with Valanciunas, though. Like, he a little loose with them limbs around the rim. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want LeBron going
Yep.
there, I'm saying.
Okay, so
It's
what's
split
the
open
fate
again.
of this Cavaliers team? How far do they go?
They can get through the East.
Yeah?
Yeah,
No problem?
I don't. How can I, after what they just did to the number 1 seed, and I don't see Boston. Boston, they have a better coach, I think. So they're game plan better. If they take care of business like they're supposed to.
Okay.
Game plan would be better against LeBron, against those guys. They, like you said, they will put Kyle Korver in situations where you have to guard Tatum or Brown off the bounce or Marcus Smart. You know what I'm saying? So they'll put him in situations like that. But I'm not betting against LeBron.
Okay.
In the East.
So what would you
it's tough.
do if you were on the Cavaliers team right now and you heard that Rodney Hood, a new addition at the trade deadline, had refused to go in the game late in the game, 7 minutes left, and they're up 30 points, and he just said, I'm not going in? What would you do?
You don't need to play the rest of the playoffs. You don't want to go in now. We don't need you.
Okay, he's a pretty valuable piece because
No,
he
he's
can
not.
flat out shoot it.
We don't need him. We got other guys that can shoot the ball.
Okay.
You know, if you don't want to go in this juncture of the game, hey,
And that
we
was
don't
his,
need you.
and that's his
It's an opportunity to go out and prove
to get shots because it's in a meaningless.
Yeah.
You just need to see the ball go in. Skip, you remember?
That's what Larry Nance did last night. If you didn't send Larry Nance,
Larry,
joined
all
like,
the scrap.
hey, we up 30, watch this. Hey, I'm going every offensive rebound. Hey, I'm tipping the ball to myself.
He shot it 4 times and made all 4.
Four of them.
So, hey, what's wrong with Rodney Hood going out there doing the same thing?
Well, he had a
you should
chance
be
to go
selfish.
in with a minute left in the first
And
quarter.
that's why historically you've been on bad teams.
Yeah.
You ain't made the playoffs. So
That's
because
true.
your personality comes out.
Yeah.
You're on a good team, got a chance to do something special, and your true colors comes out.
And that was the reason that Utah had no hesitation giving up Rodney Hood for Jay Crowder. There's a Skip. Teams just don't really give up on good talent because it's so hard to get it. Eventually, think about how many head coaches Boogie Cousins went through because they know what a talent was, what he is, and they say, "Well, okay, it's the coach, it's the coach." But after 5 or 6 coaches and Boogie's still cutting up, well, it's Boogie. Yeah. Well, Rodney Hood. They gave up Rodney Hood for Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder has been tragic. Now, he's played better for Utah than he ever did for Cleveland. And when I've seen Rodney Hood catch fire and go for 30 and make like 7 threes in no time.
So you realize he scored 30 or more points 3 times this year for Utah in the first half of the year. But he will pout. If you don't play him high minutes, he will pout.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
You can pout over there in street clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like I told you before on this show.
Yeah.
Put your feelings in your pocket, man. Ain't got nothing to do with you.
But it's easy.
We got something to do here.
It's easy to score 30 in Utah when you got no expectations.
Yeah.
You play alongside 23. Anything less than the finals is unacceptable.
Yeah,
You know what it is. And then JR playing well right now.
Right.
JR's making shots now. He's playing well. So, hey,
And he's
we
defending.
really don't need you. You know what I'm saying? So you
can
just
make
hurt
that
yourself.
case.
So
Yep.
all you did was hurt yourself.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.